Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Co-op Bros. This time we're going to bring you something a little bit different. It's our most anticipated next-gen co-op games. The PS5 and Xbox Series X are right around the corner, and there's some great co-op games coming too. So, if you enjoy this video or any of our videos, let us know and share it with a friend. Without further ado, let's see what games you and your friends might want to play on next gen.
Alright, starting things off as number 10, we have Far Cry 6. This new installment will have players lead a revolution to free the fictional nation of Yara from its brutal dictator, played by none other than Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. I mean, that's freaking dope. While there hasn't been any specific talk about the co-op yet, it's fair to assume a co-op mode will be announced soon since it's been a recurring staple in all the previous titles. We expect the mode will return to its frantic roots, giving players freedom to wreak havoc in this absurd open world sandbox. On top of that, Ubisoft has confirmed if you purchase the game on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you can upgrade to a next-gen platform at no additional cost. Good on you, Ubi. Far Cry 6 is set to release on February 18th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC.
If the trailer was any indication, this game is looking like a potential home run for Rocksteady. I mean, who doesn't like the idea of taking on Superman in a co-op superhero brawler? Martha! We're told by the developers that this game can be played entirely in single player, with bots taking over your companions, or seamless integration of co-op where your friends can take over the other members of Task Force X. This sounds awesome, and let's hope it strays away from the Marvel's Avengers microtransaction muck, and more into the awesome game that also can be played with your friends. We're definitely going to be there for that. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is set to release in 2022 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
On to number 8 is the high fantasy looter slasher, Godfall. Yeah, looter slasher's a thing now, I guess. Our enthusiasm for this game has only increased the more we've seen of it. While it looked pretty generic at first, the skill-based melee combat has us super optimistic. Developer Gearbox has said they have built this game from the ground up for co-op, and it shows. As a party of up to 3, players have access to 5 different weapon styles and 12 different armor plates to customize their characters. You know this variety is going to make for some dope build options. On top of that, you can play the entire game with your friends with little restrictions, and it's been confirmed that there will be 0 microtransactions, so that's a win. Godfall is set to release on PlayStation 5 and PC on November 12, 2020.
Rainbow Six Quarantine was introduced to us with a moody, and if you ask me, a little bit spooky trailer. Notably, we're told that this game is a 3-player cooperative shooter without the competitive nature of Siege hanging over its head. That means that noobs like Gabe and I that never got into the excellent Siege can feel comfortable jumping into the series here. But if you've ever played Siege's Outbreak mode, which was a spin-off wave-based zombie game, you probably have already played an early version of this one. Right now, we actually don't have a set release date other than 2020, but we're guessing that's the case because of a potential change in releasing on next-gen instead of current consoles.
Now, moving on to number 6, we have the third game in Ubisoft's hacker franchise, Watch Dogs Legion. Legion's online mode will actually launch on December 3rd, introducing a whole truckload of co-op content to the game. You'll be able to team up with 3 of your best mates to take on co-op-centric missions and have full reign over the London open world. Blimey, that sounds pretty sweet, okay? The idea of taking on missions together, employing different strategies, and playing as unique characters sounds insanely fun, and we cannot wait to dive in on this together. Though, I'm gonna go ahead and call dibs on Grandma Bro. Watch Dogs Legion is set to be released on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Stadia on October 29th. It will be on both Series X and S and PlayStation 5 at launch on November 12th.
Okay, so there may not be too many actual co-op details in this game, other than a few bullet points in the Kickstarter campaign, which yes means it might not even happen, but if it does, Little Devil Inside is going to be the jam. This game has been wowing people for years with its trailers, and I just want it so bad, and if Gabe and I can play together, I think I'll die. The combat looks great, the art style is amazing, and the world looks so perfect for exploring with your bro. Make it happen, NeoStream. Make our dreams come true. Little Devil Inside is set to be released on... Well, we don't actually know at this point, and it's hard to say if it will ever come out, but it should be released on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC, with an exclusive launch window for Sony consoles.
These top 5 games have me wishing it was Christmas already, dude. On to number 4, we have the third-person drop-in, drop-out co-op shooter, Outriders. Let's be honest, you thought this was just another live service game from the very first reveal. And so did we. But personally, we're excited that it isn't. This is a dedicated co-op game with a full story and endgame to dive into right away. With 4 character classes to choose from, Pyromancer, Trickster, Devastator, and Technomancer, we're already planning out our team comp. The abilities on display here definitely lend themselves towards team play, with the Technomancer able to deploy turrets, while the Devastator can pop a force field to deflect incoming fire. I mean, come on, this is awesome. This is so far up our alley that it might have to be a day 1 buy. Outriders is set to be released February 2nd, 2021 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia.
We're actually way more excited for this game than I originally anticipated for a few key reasons. Sacboy A Big Adventure may feature the iconic protagonist from the Little Big Planet games, but he's making some key departures from the series' roots. In this platformer, the focus is no longer on creating and sharing your own levels, which was great, but instead they've shifted to a gameplay-centric adventure, which honestly is really cool. They've redesigned Sacboy and his buddies to be much better platforming stars and dedicated each level to bringing out new mechanics and environments that look to scratch our 3D platforming itch. Plus, there are going to be new dedicated movesets and levels designed with co-op in mind, which you know is going to be a good time for your boys. I predict Gabe killing me at least 50 times in the first 5 minutes. If this is anything like the excellent Super Mario 3D World, it's going to be a good time. Sacboy A Big Adventure is releasing on November 12th as a launch title for the PS5 and will also be on your PS4s.
And we have finally arrived at one of the most highly anticipated games on this list. On to number 2, we have Gotham Knights. If your jaw didn't hit the floor with this reveal, then I don't know, man. Gotham Knights is an open-world action RPG set in the best Gotham City that we've seen since the Arkham games. The game features 2-player co-op and allows completely free, uncensored exploration throughout the entire city. The fact that we could be driving through different districts of Gotham, meet up to tackle an objective from different angles, and all for it to culminate in a dope boss fight, I mean, come on, is this too good to be true? Will I be playing as Batgirl or Nightwing? We can't wait to find out. Gotham Knights is set to release sometime in 2021 for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and it just hurts to wait for that long, man. It just really hurts.
Let's just take a moment to soak this in one more time. It just never gets old. For context, Gabe and I's first game we ever played together was Demon's Souls over 10 years ago, back when we were just some fresh pups right off the grind. Now it's back and looking so good in this fresh coat of paint. We love co-op and Souls games because it pushes you and your friends to the brink, literally, and you gotta fight your way back together. Our first run through of Demon's Souls was an experience I truly will never forget. Falling down a giant hole and having to face a fire demon, yeah, that was unforgettable. We can't wait to jump back into this world together and just get slapped silly by every monster, ghoul, and ghost Demon's Souls has to throw at us. Praise the sun, folks, because Demon's Souls comes out with the PS5 on November 12th as a launch title.
Thanks for watching. Next Gen is going to be huge for co-op, and we cannot wait to share our thoughts on some of these games come next year. Which game has you most hyped? Sound off in the comments below and let us know of any other games you're looking forward to. Also, follow us on Twitter for more content and news on the channel. And if you liked our video, please share it with a friend. As always, catch you next time on another episode of The Co-op Bros.